Hello, hello, hello. You all come in, come in, come in. Hit the like, hit the share button. I hope you all had a Merry Christmas. Hope you had a Merry Christmas. And I'm not trying to make a video that's going to just, get you out your holiday spirit, but I am doing this video to warn you, right? To prepare you, to prep you, not to scare you. And so I've been uploading a lot of videos on YouTube. Well, when I say a lot, two or three on YouTube, right? About the Simpsons, about the Simpsons predictions that have come true. And I have been these last couple of days just dissecting that Simpsons video on FrinkCoin because I know that the Simpsons on FrinkCoin is going to give us great insight. And that whiteboard, let me show you all a picture of it. That whiteboard that was on FrinkCoin, very complicated formula to understand. This picture right here, this whiteboard on the Simpsons, this, let me see which way I'm going. All right, that one. That's very hard, very complicated to understand about FrinkCoin. I broke that down to you all and told you that was Larry Frink, BlackRock CEO. Well, guess what? Even in this whiteboard, right, on the Simpsons, and the SHA-256 is secure. The SHA-256 is secure, which is right here. The SHA-256 is secure. And I told you all that that was a cryptographic code for Bitcoin, and that is connected to all of decentralized finance. I just found out that the government actually created this security code. I'm going to pull it up and let you all see it. The National Security Agency developed the secure algorithm 256 in collaboration with the National Institute Standards, right? So it's right here. You can just Google it, see that. And so you all, this is a deep rabbit hole, because I know that if the Simpsons say cryptos or these particular cryptos will be successful doing this wealth transfer, I know that it's going to happen, right? Simpsons have foretold so many things, including the C-19, including President Trump's second win as president, and including that a woman will succeed him, right, after this 2024, 2028. All right, so you might be wondering, well, if the SHA-256 is connected to Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Litecoin, and Filecoin, and it's created by the NSA, then why would I want it? Okay, great question, right? Because I finally understand now. I didn't understand it at all, because I'm like, why are XRP Army and Bitcoin people such against one another? Why? And also, the Simpsons also predicted the crash of the United States dollar. But I always wondered, why is it that Bitcoin and XRP people are so against one another? Why can't they just collaborate? Why the XRP Army doesn't like Bitcoin and Bitcoin doesn't like XRP Army. So let me get this straight. First and foremost, let's take out the argument about Bitcoin not being backed by anything. Let's X that out, because right now our fiat currency, cash currency, is not backed by anything either, right? Up to 1971, it was pegged to gold, which is a real world asset, which is a real commodity. In fact, on my Facebook page, I just posted a quote by Ronald Reagan, February 14, 2011, that said, his quote from February 14, 2011, that said, let me pull it up so I can, no nation in history, right? No nation in history has ever survive fiat money. Now, fiat in Latin means let it be done. Let it be done. Money that do not have precious metal backing. So I got to take you back. I tell you all the time, I have to take you back to the future. We're going back, then we're coming back, right? We got to go back. And so this was February 14, 2011. He says no nation in history has ever survived fiat money, money that has no precious metal backing. In fact, I uploaded this video on my YouTube. You all can watch it. The Simpsons, as Homer has the X on his back. As Homer has the X on his back, and the Simpsons prediction of the collapse of the United States dollar. So check that out. Watch it. Now, 1971, President Nixon removed the dollar from the gold standard. It was pegged to it, right? Now, if you're an XRP army, this is why you're so pro XRP, because you are saying that we're going to back, it's going to be backed and supported by real world assets, gold, precious metal, silver, real estate, stocks, right? And or businesses that are real world physical business in the stock market. So, and other people that are anti Bitcoin are saying that Bitcoin is a fake, fictitious coin, because it doesn't have any backing. But they fail to realize Bitcoin has the intellectual property backing. And the intellectual property when something is produced on an intellectual level and scale, and it's set up to be a digital storage or to store digital gold, that is the backing for it, right? The NSA, right, created the SHA. So if Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin, Filecoin are supported by this secure algorithm for the people just coming in, the National Security Agency, then the government is in support and backing of Bitcoin. Now, I see, let's go. We're gonna go back and forth. Now you're probably saying, well, Queen, if the government is supporting, I don't want anything to do with the government. I don't want anything that the government is supporting. However, government and Federal Reserve is different, right? This is what most people don't know. This is where President Trump comes in and say, or Abraham Lincoln that says, bring back the greenback. We don't want to be connected to the Fed. The government should create their own money. This is what JFK wanted. He wanted the return of the silver standard. They wanted independent of the Fed. And I'm going to say this as simple as I can. The federal government is no more federal than the FedEx trucks that we see delivering packages. If people understood the difference between centralized and decentralized banking, they would understand that federal and government are different. So you have these presidents, Abraham Lincoln, JFK, Trump, who all wants a decentralized government to be free of the Fed. Now, how did the Federal Reserve get more power than the government? Well, most people don't know this, but during the Great Depression in 1933, our government was broke. We went broke. We were bankrupt, right? And so the Fed came in, which is rich and wealthy families from other countries, came in and said, you know what, we will loan you all money. They had money, right? And we're going to charge the government interest. But the government, when they loan the money to the people, now that's where the government gets interest. And this is why, let me play this video so you all can understand what I'm saying. Why I hate XRP. And this is not me saying this. This is Da Vinci, Jeremiah, the man that begged people to buy Bitcoin when it was just $1. This is his video. And let me know if you all can hear it well, right? Why he hates XRP.
Why do I hate XRP? People keep asking me, why? Oh, it's simple. XRP is like the Federal Reserve System. Do you agree that certain people should be wealthy off of your own labor? Should enslave every single person on the planet? No, you probably don't agree with that. Well, XRP is just a step in that direction. They're not there yet, but they have the ability to enslave you all. It's all part of the code. In fact, I'm not the only one who hated XRP when it first came out. All the other Bitcoin developers out there said this is not even a blockchain. It's consensus only. And it's federated, meaning that a centralized point decides what everybody else is going to do. If you have a node and they decide to increase the supply, you can't go and run off and create your own XRP and say, no, I'm not going to do that. They will actually just say, no, this is how the cow eats the cabbage. And that's why I hate XRP. Why do I hate XRP? People keep asking me, why?
Okay, so he doesn't like or say hate XRP because it is a part of the central banking system. It's going to connect the central banks. It's going to be the technology, the consensus. Now, again, because most people don't understand the difference between the central banking system and decentralized banking system. During the Titanic, you have rich and wealthy people on that ship, right? On the Titanic. And JP Morgan was supposed to be on there, but he just last minute canceled, right? JP Morgan, where we get JP Morgan and Chase Banking, after the rich and wealthy people who were against centralized banking, because back in those days, they understood the difference between centralized and decentralized. After they went down with the Titanic, JP Morgan and other private bankers, that's what we call the creature of Jekyll Island. There's a big, thick book about that, met in Georgia on the island. 9 people got together and voted in the central banking system, right? That cleared the way for that to happen. So what central banking system does, it makes the top 3% really, really rich, while the 97% remain poor. It does what's called usury in essence. This is why the 2007 housing market crash, let's go to the future, happened, because the banks lended usury loans to people that they knew could not afford the housing. And so they lured them in. They even gave them a tax credit and say, hey, if you get a house during this time, we'll give you $8,000 back of your own money of a tax credit as an incentive, right? And so they knew that these people in these low interest rate would be lured in, but sooner or later, that this is called ARM, adjustable rate mortgages, would make those housing unaffordable to those people. And that causes the housing market crash. So what central banking does is that it causes instability in the economy. And this is why we, like clockwork, have economy crashes, and then the rich get richer during these crashes, and then the poor gets poorer. Right. That's why every so years we have some type of disrupt in the economy where it's not stable. Right. So that's what centralized banking does. So now I hope that you understand the difference between centralized and decentralized banking, because what decentralized banking does is put the power of the states and the people to control their own money. See, let's go back. Back in the day, we had something called the border system, right? Where people would just trade commodities for commodities or things that they needed essentially. Like if you wanted, let's say, some milk from my cow, right? I would sell you the milk, but you may have some corn that I wanted. So that was called the border system. And where people were in control of their own money. But centralized banking did say, well, look, like gold, when gold was money, and still is money, but when it was exchanged for money, they were saying, listen, it takes a lot of money for gold. Everybody can't get access to gold. So we're going to have something more feasible and easy for people to get access to, and we're going to allow them to carry paper cash money. Now, at the beginning of paper cash money, it will have gold and silver certificate. It does not have fiat currency on it like we see today. It does not have that this is a legal tender to pay our debts. That wasn't what paper cash certificates had on it. Now it's saying this is a legal tender to pay off our debts. But when it was first created, you can actually take the paper certificate and actually get the real money and redeem it for physical gold and silver, which is the real money. So this is where we are. I can tell you in the Simpsons episode of Frank Coin, it does not predict that Bitcoin will go to zero, right? If I was, there was season, it flips. Season, I think 31 or in episode 13, the numbers were flipped. So in Frank Coin, and when I'm talking about Frank Coin, again, I'm talking about this algorithm, this on this scene that was hard to figure out on The Simpsons. And Larry Frank, I'm trying to, okay, there you go. Larry Frank figured out the whiteboard. And Lisa, in that episode, Lisa Simpson is trying to find somebody in the town that she has a school report that she can talk about their success and write a report on. And so at the end, Mr. Burns, that's his name, like Cashwell Burns, was the wealthiest man in Springfield, and he wanted to take down Mr. Burns, right? Well, no, Mr. Burns wanted to take down Larry Frank, right? And because he created the Frank coin, he became a billionaire, richest man. And Mr. Burns wanted to remain. He wanted that power. See, that's what centralized banking does. It does not spread the wealth. It keeps the top tier of people poor. That's why on the back of your US dollar, you had a pyramid and an all-seeing eye. One of the reasons. And so he got cryptographers together and said, I want you all to figure out this formula so we can take down Frank coin. Frank coin is also Bitcoin. And so Mr. Burns came to the conclusion that, hey, we can't figure out an equation to take down Frank coin, aka Bitcoin, because it has this SHA-256 algorithm built in for people. Okay, says Facebook lagging, had to jump in on YouTube. Okay, I'm sorry about that, but I'm telling you all, this is gonna go over a lot of people's head, but I'm giving you all so much wealth of information right here, for everyday people. And so, with that being said, Mr. Frank and him and Lisa became friends. He wanted a person just to love him for who he was, even not his money. So he decided to put on the after he solved the formula on the whiteboard, he decided to put on there that the final formula of that, I have it in my notes, is that it has been proven that Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin, Filecoin do not exist. That's what the QED meant. But it did exist because at the end, he gives Lisa a ledger and say, you can have this. And then he says, I was once a billionaire, right? He gives Lisa the ledger and said, you're my only friend. I want you to have this. And he says, I was once a billionaire. So we know that the Simpsons also predicted that Bitcoin would go to infinity and that ADA will go to $36 approximately. Now, someone asked me, well, Queen, if you have to break down the SHA-256 and you had to say 3 cryptos that were connected to the SHA, S, H, and A, what do you think that would be? That's a great question. It's a deep question, but it's a great question. So I was tossed between the A, because we can look at the A in the SHA-256 created by the NCA that Bitcoin also have in its algorithm. And I can look at number 1 is Solana with that, right, as the S, but I can also look at Solo. I can also look at Solo, the crypto Solo. So Solana, and for you all that's in the crypto world, right, you know what I'm talking about. Solana and Solo are very are 2 different cryptos. The H most definitely will be H bar, and the A will be ADA. The A will be ADA. Also, the Simpsons reveal some cryptos in the episode that I now have an understanding of, and I know what they are. I won't talk about it on this particular live stream. Also, the Simpsons in that episode also brought out, what else I want to say. Um, Not only that Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Litecoin are decentralized, then we gotta look at Doge Department of Government efficiency. But also, yeah, Sologenics. I would say Sologenics, H bar and ADA is with the SHA and the SHA dash 256. Oh, also 256, 6 plus 5 is 11 plus 2 is 13. XRP is connected to 13. Also, something I had wrong in that episode was I thought the man that was said he's not a nerd. I thought that was Elon Musk. That was not Elon Musk. That was Gary Gensler, right? Not Gary Gensler, but who is let me make sure I got this right. Brad Garlinghouse. Brad Garlinghouse. That was the man that was saying he was not a nerd. So even in that episode, they had XRP versus Bitcoin, right? They had XRP versus Bitcoin. He's saying he's not a nerd. Now, am I suggesting because XRP is helping a centralized banking system that you sell your XRP that you get out? The answer is no, right? I told you all that that was like season 1, episode 13. I do believe that XRP, as far as the market cap, will flip, right? Bitcoin. Even in that one that episodes, we saw the X on the flippers. The X on the flippers, the black woman that's named April, that's strategic as well. Black women in general are about to be a big part of this wealth transfer, right? Oprah Winfrey, The Color Purple. Even if you watch Tyler Perry's movie that was just released, 666, it shows the power of the woman and Oprah that played Mary McLean Bethune. I hope I said Mary Bethune McLean or whatever it is. Um, it shows that transfer of power and wealth that's coming. So the man riding the ski jet that has the green and gold jumpsuit on the Simpsons, that represents cash. The ski jet, just like the motorcycles, if you all following me, that jumped over the bankers' trucks, right? Shows the speed of speed, and the waves in the background represents ripple, right? The ripple effect. So the man on the jet hands the ledger to April, right? And that's a representation of both XRP. I think XRP flip. At first, I thought the X on the flipper was Zenfin XDC, but I think it's just showing that XRP will flip Bitcoin. And but at the same token, just understand what you are supporting, right? With XRP, which is a centralized banking financial system. Now, that transfer, and then we have Brad Garlinghouse, the cartoon character that comes on, and he continues to say, "I'm not a nerd," right? Satoshi Bitcoin it seems to be very intellectual, nerdy type person, right? And he wants to make that I'm cool, I'm not a nerd. You see a lot of shadows behind him all the time that represents the shadow banking system, right? The shadow banking system. And also, uh again, most people that don't understand what Bitcoin stands for, which is a decentralized banking system, Bitcoin will not go to zero ever. It's to infinity, infinite, as the Simpsons predicted. But what a lot of other people don't understand or realize either, the power of decentralization, the power to put the money, the wealth in your hands. Now, why do I tell some people in lieu of that and understanding that I believe that you still need to hold your XRP? Because right now at $2, under two, a little over $2.30. I think the last time I looked at it, XRP will make some people richer, right? It's liquidity coin. It is going to connect to central banking system. And at this point, I don't think everyday people have the power to trump, no pun intended, the central banking system. Is here, is bold, is but smart people, what smart people would do is to take their centralized money, their gains from XRP, and put it in a decentralized um what I'm trying to say, platform, right? You will put it in something. But most people that don't understand money, how money works, how money is created, they're going to take their gains, they're going to go buy a Lambo, they're going to go buy some luxury vehicle. They're going to travel the world. They're going to buy televisions. They're going to buy shrimp. They're going to just do away with their wealth. But people that understands how money works, they understands decentralized versus centralized banking, and that understand that, hey, if I can't beat them, I'm just going to have to join them, right? Um, but again, if you understand centralized banking, you can understand that XRP is not here for the everyday working people. It's just not. It's just like when people win the lottery, right? They know to give that to some poor person because they are going to just go out there and just they're going to be poor in a matter of years because they don't understand money, they don't understand assets, they don't understand liabilities, they don't understand investing. All they understand is spend, and when you spend money, you you put an end to it. So as that Jeremiah Da Vinci is saying that XRP is the census that's going to support central banking and to empower them on a bigger scale. And the rich are going to continue to be richer and the poor is going to be poorer. Now, because so many people are priced out of Bitcoin right now, it's what, 98,000 all-time high, um, is live out the interest. You're not, listen, you're going to get taxed. That's what centralized banking is all about. I was talking to my friend guy Christmas Eve, and I was telling him, I said, people don't understand. You have to pay when you're born in this world. It comes with a dollar amount. That means your mother has to pay the hospital or the insurance company to have you, to birth you. It's going to be thousands of dollars. And even when you leave this world, you got to pay for a funeral or to get cremated. But you got to pay. And that's where that quote come from. Two things in life are certain: death and taxes. See, by the time taxes get you on your gains, because people don't have tax shelters, I've been telling them, one of the best and most affordable tax shelters is a home-based business. And I have a digital home-based business because you get 475 tax deductions. By the time taxes hit people, when they convert their profits back into cash, which is the government's money, well, not the government, the Fed's money, and now they're going to tax you off of it. And people don't understand assets. They don't understand what assets that you can invest in to get lower your tax burden and tax bracket. They're going to be rich for a little while, but they won't be rich for a long time. They'll be rich for a little while, but they won't be rich for a long time. And so this is why Jeremiah Da Vinci, of course, he's already a billionaire. He bought Bitcoin when it was under $1, right? Robert Kiyosaki, that teaches about the centralized banking system and how money works and what money really is. Most people think their fiat cash currency is money when it's not money. Know the difference between currency and money. And so this whole system has to be revamped and reset because our dollar is not back to money, is not pegged to money. Everything that people are hyped about XRP about is that it is pegged to real world assets. That's what our dollar used to be. And first of all, XRP within itself will never be pegged to gold. The RLUSD may be, because that's a stable coin. So it has to be stable, and it can peg to gold, and it has to move slow. But XRP within itself will never be pegged to gold because it's too slow. XRP transact in 3 to 5 seconds. So the people that's going to get the ultra wealthy from XRP are going to be the accredited investors who have access to Ripple stocks, Ripple Labs, Ripple Next stocks. Only accredited investors can get them. Only accredited investors can get the pre-IPO offering from Ripple itself. You and I, retail investors, everyday people, can get XRP. And Ripple is highly centralized. See, when you all read these negotiation and contracts, most people connect Ripple and XRP together. No, they are two very different entities. A lot of these contracts are made with Ripple. It does not say XRP. XRP will only be the gas fees. It will only be the gas fees for these transactions. But the people that's going to continue the top 3%, they have Ripple stocks, accredited investors, where they average $250,000 a year, and you have to have so many millions of dollars in assets. And when you look at who all these countries are collaborating with, they're either collaborating with Ripple itself, or they are on the XRPL ledger. XRP will only be the gas fees. Now, that doesn't mean XRP won't pump to $10. I mean, for some people, if they got an XRP for under 50 cents, it going to $10 will return them 5 figures. They're good. They don't need $1,000 XRP or $10,000 XRP, right? XRP is used for liquidity. So it has to be priced at a high value. But the people that's going to get rich from this are the people that have access to the Ripple stocks and the Ripple IPOs. Like, those are the people that's going to maybe multimillionaires and billionaires. But it depends on how much XRP you got. Some people, for example, that's coming in at $2, over $2, and when they only see that XRP is going to be like $8 next year, they won't be filthy rich. But you still have XRP is still liquidity from the XRPL ledger and Ripple Net, right? So it's still a great currency, because it's not crypto, it's not a coin. Still a great currency to have in your portfolio, especially if you got in early. All right, so I'm gonna take these last comments, then I'm logging off. Chainlink has the CCIP. Chainlink is going to be big. Chainlink is also mentioned in the Simpsons as well. ADA is as well. Cosmos. People understand the power of Cosmos, but Cosmos, unlike XRP, it can create its own blockchain, right? It can create its own blocks within the blockchain technology. Cosmos is all over on the Simpsons as well. In fact, when you see that Cosmos logo on the nuclear plants, right? Nuclear mining, right? That's what nuclear plants do, is mine. That's Cosmos. Now, some of you all have asked me about XPR too in connection with the Simpsons. And I have done more research on XPR. XPR is peer-to-peer as well. It's a big deal. It's also has a collaboration with credit unions as well, and also blockchain technology in the finance world. So XPR is going to be a big deal as well, along with XLM, XMC, XRP, again, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, I think, is going to be big. I don't have Litecoin, but the Simpsons says Litecoin because it's decentralized as well. So what I do is I have a balance of both decentralized and centralized cryptocurrencies. Right now, let's go back to the Simpsons. On the whiteboard in that episode, Mr. Burns wanted control of all the money. The other citizens in this episode in Springfield were not rich. He wanted all central authority, and that's what central banking does. It doesn't spread the love, it doesn't spread the wealth. Um, and so when Mr. Frank Coin, aka Bitcoin, solved the formula, because even Lisa said on there, she said, anyone who's able to solve this formula shouldn't be living in Springfield, right? With 32,000 residents. And even Mr. Burns asked, who solved this formula? Nobody knew. And so Lisa and Mr. Frank was in the back, right? And he gave Lisa the ledger. He gave Lisa the Bitcoin. And so it's only what, maybe 7% of people in crypto right now. You don't have a whole lot of people in crypto. And that's why this Christmas, more than anything, I was like, I hope people are not overspending this Christmas, because they don't understand what's ahead and how much they need to be investing their money or flipping their cash into crypto. Most people are not woke at all. This is going to hit them. They're not going to be ready for what's ahead. They don't understand that centralized banking also brings inflation, not only just usury on loans and high interest rate. This is why I always stress to people, keep your credit score low. Keep a good high. I'm sorry. Keep a great credit score so you can get the 0% interest rates, so you can get the 2 and 3% loans. People don't value their credit score, so they're a part of the usury system that central banking was created to do. They pay for vehicles 5 times as much more. They don't understand the advantages of the tax advantages as well of leveraging debt to get assets. Again, most don't even understand the difference between an asset and a liability. An asset is something that puts money into your pocket. Liability takes money out of your pocket. They don't understand the power of a home-based business and getting 475 tax deductions. Taxes. You can win $1 million lottery and taxes will take you from a millionaire to a thousandaire. Right? And then you don't even know where your tax money is really going, because again, most people don't understand who the Federal Reserve is. So with all this crypto, you don't want to, it's about how much money you get, yes, how much money you make, but it's also about how much money you keep. Now, someone says RSPL can build on top of other blockchains and convert crypto. Yes, it can. It can. RSPL can. Cosmos can be interdependent or interoperable of doing that on other blockchains as well. Cosmos represents decentralized, whereas XRPL, again, represents centralized. And again, the real world assets are going to be on the RLUSD and the RSPL ledger. Again, that's why I was telling people, you need to understand what cryptos are on the XRPL ledger as well, not just XRP. In fact, those tokens, cryptos, are cheaper than XRP right now. And I gave a lot of people that cash out me for that list of tokens. And then, you want to go deeper down the rabbit hole. You also need to understand decentralized financing, because that's what centralized banking is built on as well. Now, Midnight, you sound like you're on a debt collateral swap with crypto and DeFi platforms. So that's all I have to say. Prepare for what's ahead. Our cash currency system is crashing starting in 2025. 2025 equals or adds up to the number 9. Number 9, I said this over and over again, that which is hidden will be revealed, like a woman who carries an infant in her womb for 9 months and then gives birth. I mean, a fetus in her womb from 9 months and then give birth to an infant, right? And so, with that being said, a lot of people are going to get much richer from crypto. They're going to lose it to taxes and centralized banking. They want to recognize the cryptos, but they don't want to recognize, they don't begin with the end in mind. They want to talk about what cryptos are going to help build them financially, but they don't think about the end game where they're keeping more of the money or the profits that they're going to gain. So taxes and inflation is going to wipe them out. They don't have any tax shelters. They don't have any education about that. So you have to begin with the end in mind. But I probably will do a more in-depth live stream later on about the Simpsons, because Avalanche is mentioned on the Simpsons as well as Flair. And Flair and Avalanche have collaborated, as well as, XRP again, XDC, Quincy. Again, I thought ZenFin was XDC and Quincy, but I think that's a representation that XRP will flip. Now, being that XRP market cap will flip Bitcoin, XRP can go to $1 trillion market cap and still only be $100. How? Because the circulating supply, you have 100 billion. Bitcoin already has built in the algorithm where every 4 years the halving, that less tokens are going to be in circulation. So this is where we have supply and demand. And this is where Ripple comes in, because at any time they can add more tokens, because we have people that are on Ripple that have billions of tokens that makes it Ripple centralized. They can add more tokens as they see to the XRPL or XRP ledger. They can do it as they see fit. So really, we say XRP is both centralized and decentralized. Retail investors was supposedly, if they don't add more tokens, which they have the power to vote in and do, and guess what? Bitcoin does not have that. Is Bitcoin institutionalized? Yes. When BlackRock comes in, these ETF comes in, it's institutionalized. But Bitcoin does not have a company or people that can vote and add more tokens. It is written, it's in the code. No more tokens are going to be added to Bitcoin. And that's what makes it truly decentralized. You don't know what can be done to XRP. In fact, Ripple can go on the technology without XRP. Ripple can exist without it. So just something to think about, right? Something to think about. Where will you convert your money, your centralized money? Do you know the decentralized platforms that you can convert it into once you get your profits? And do you have tax shelters? That's the bigger question. Someone says same with XRP. That's not true. Ripple has a board, and those people, you have people that owns millions of XRP. And if that committee votes to add more, it can be added. That's not true with XRP. That's not the same. That's why I say when people are comparing XRP and Bitcoin, it's like comparing apples and oranges. Ripple is the centralized part of XRP. And so, XRP again is going to be used for gas fees. Once the circulating supply decrease and the market cap increase, then we have a price increase. We can hope that they don't add, but that's not. That's not true. I just played Jeremiah Da Vinci. Let me play that again just for you. Then I'm logging off because I'm supposed to be working out. Ripple does not own the XRP ledger. Oh my God. Let's listen.
Why do I hate XRP? People keep asking me, why? Well, it's simple. XRP is like the Federal Reserve System. Do you agree that certain people should be wealthy off of your own labor? Should enslave every single person on the planet? No, you probably don't agree with that. Well, XRP is just a step in that direction. They're not there yet, but they have the ability to enslave you all. It's all part of the code. In fact, I'm not the only one who hated XRP when it first came out. All the other Bitcoin developers out there said this is not even a blockchain. It's consensus only. And it's federated, meaning that a centralized point decides what everybody else is going to do. If you have a node and they decide to increase the supply, you can't go and run off and create your own XRP and say, no, I'm not going to do that. They will actually just say, no, this is how the cow eats the cabbage. And that's why I hate XRP. Why do I hate XRP?
Well, yeah, he does hate XRP because he hates centralized banking. Centralized banking means people have no vote, no control. In fact, when the Federal Reserve was created, again, I tell you, I researched the creature of Jekyll Island. The people were for it. And because they put certain things in the bill, and then when the bill was passed, they changed it. That's what centralized banking does. It does not give the power to the people. It can change mid-flight. So I'm not going to be back and forth. I've explained the difference between Bitcoin and XRP and how Bitcoin is decentralized, how it has that mechanism built in, that no more Bitcoin can be added. Ripple is the company that controls and operates XRP. Ripple stocks, that's why it's only available to accredited investors. That portion of it is a security, and Ripple can operate without XRP if they ever have to. So it's not in control of the people. The same that say and cheer on the institutions getting into Bitcoin and pumping the price up. So isn't it hypocritical? No, I don't think it is. Because Bitcoin is more government, XRP is more federal. It's a difference. Institutions saw the intellectual genius behind Bitcoin and they got in. If people didn't see that, then that was their decision. Just like you don't want to be open-minded to see the difference between XRP and Bitcoin. You cannot get upset on missed opportunities. Just say I missed it, but now I'm in XRP because I know its utility and its use cases. And let's be honest, even though they say XRP is a security and that retail investors do not expect to profit from XRP, that's farther from the truth. You do expect to profit from XRP. You expect to profit. That's the only reason why you have it in your portfolio. You expect a profit. XRP is out for the banks. It is. And that's the central banking system. And again, if you don't understand the difference between the central and decentralized banking system, you don't understand the difference between XRP and Bitcoin. What's my thoughts on Root and Flare? I don't know what Root is. Flare, I'm out for Flare. In fact, you can stake Flare and get more Dogecoin, XRP, and Bitcoin, as a matter of fact. Also, you have Flare and Avalanche that's collaborated. And then you have those coins within the XRPL ledger that's also going to collaborate. But XRP support the central banking system. That's just it at the end of the day. Okay, you also, what you have to do is learn how to take your profits, flip it into decentralizing and things that give you tax burdens and tax benefits if you want to be truly financial free. I'm logging off. Make sure you all are subscribed to me on YouTube. I hope this video helped you really understand in simple terms the difference between centralized and decentralized banking and why the people during the Great Depression did not want it. They knew what it could do and what it has done and the usury of it. And yeah, Bitcoin is going to infinity. SRP is going to create rich people as well, everyday people. But will those people know how to keep their riches? and stay true in a decentralized financial system in a centralized world? That's the question. Do they have enough financial education to do that? And unfortunately, most people don't. Whenever you get a chance, check out the debate with Hamilton versus Da Vinci. Okay, I sure will, because I saw clips of that on TikTok, but I haven't listened to the whole video. Right? I'm not saying XRP is not going to help people to get richer. I'm just saying it's part of to help central banks, and central banks is centralized banking. That's just facts, not feelings, just facts. I'm logging off. Queen out.